Jesus is love.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Kevin with Champions of Christ Ministry. I would just like to say today I just have a few words that I want to share with you guys. Excuse me. As I was lying in bed, the Lord showed me something. And yes, I'm one of those. As you guys know, if you've heard me speak, you know that I talk about different things. And the Lord showed me something while I was lying in bed. And he showed me something that had happened to me when I was younger in college. It was an experience that I had experienced that was very difficult. It was a life-changing experience. It was an experience that changed the way that I viewed my life, the way that I viewed myself, and it was very detrimental because of how I reacted to that life-changing experience. But it wasn't so much about the experience, it's about, as I said, how I reacted to the change and how I saw the change and my perception of what happened. And so if you look at what's happening today, everyone is affected by the coronavirus, COVID-19. Life as we know it has changed for everyone. Everybody in today's day and age, right now, today as I speak, everyone is going through or has been affected by, in society, has been affected by the way that we live our lives because of the changes that have happened due to the coronavirus plague. And so, but not only has it affected everyone, today I just want to touch base and talk about how some people, everyone's affected, but some people have been truly affected where it's been detrimental, very detrimental to people's lives. It's one thing to be affected. Yes, some of us, we have changed the way that we congregate, the way that we shop, the way that we learn, and then others, it has been debilitating to them. And so I just want to say that one thing that we have to be careful with is we can't, no matter what it is, okay, we can't be stuck thinking about what happened and why it happened, okay? Because when we're stuck thinking about what happened that changed our lives, or why did this, whatever it is that happened that changed your life, when we get stuck thinking about why did it happen or what happened, okay, we are no longer thinking about what needs to happen, right? So don't get stuck thinking about what happened, because then you no longer will be thinking about what needs to happen. Okay? And so no matter what it is, if you're young, okay, well, everybody's young in today's day and age. Everybody keeps getting younger. Whether you're in high school, going to college, okay, many people had dreams of going to a certain university. Many people had dreams of going to certain colleges. But maybe you can't go to a certain university. Maybe you can't go out of state. Maybe you can't go to college because maybe this has affected your parents, okay? Your parents' work, your parents' jobs, okay? Maybe your parents can no longer afford to pay for you to go to school across the other side of the United States or the other side of the continent or wherever you may be living. It doesn't have to be the United States. It can be anywhere, okay? Whatever the reason is, whether it be you may be a young person who's early in your career, okay? You went to school for 4 years and you're working for a company and you've worked so hard to prove yourself, to show them your worth, and now you've lost your job and you find yourself struggling to find a job in the field that you went to school for, okay? And for even some of you, you might be further in your careers where you've worked for a company for years, right? And you've moved your way up the totem pole. You've done so much, you've dealt with so much, okay? You've worked so hard for them to see that you are someone who they can depend on, someone who they can rely on, right? All the way, you've worked all the way up the totem pole, just have it all taken away. And now, as I said earlier, you might not be able to find a job within your career, or you've been forced to change your career in order to work to make a living, to make ends meet. But it could be a health issue. Whatever you've had, it could be one of the dreams you may have dreamt to become whatever it is that you may have wanted or saw yourself becoming. Okay? There has been a change. Many life-changing events have happened to everyone. It happened to me. Okay? And so what happens is, when these things happen, okay, the enemy, right, the forces of darkness will move in, okay? And when we're fixated on why, okay, and we're stuck on thinking about what actually happened, the enemy will move in, attach itself to our emotions, as I said, as you guys know, okay? And it will begin to make you think that whatever it is that you thought was going to happen, that you wanted to happen, it'll make you think that it's not going to happen. The enemy will make you think not only will it make you think it's not going to happen, it'll make you think that it can't happen. But not only will it make you think it can't happen, it will make you think that it won't happen. Which brings me to my main bullet point. Do not let the devil dictate or determine your destiny. Do not let the devil dictate or determine your destiny. See, what you need to understand is sometimes the Lord will throw a roadblock down the path that you're going through, okay, to redirect you so that you could be going down the path that you need to go down. Okay? The gate to destruction, the gate is wide that leads to destruction. Okay? A lot of your friends might be going down a path that is different than you. A lot of your friends might be reaching their destination first, okay? But that may not be the path that's for you, okay? The path that might seem hard for your ego, right, may be the best thing for your spirit. And so sometimes when the Lord throws a roadblock and changes the direction that we're going, it could have been a blessing in disguise, because the Lord saved you from doing something that would have been detrimental not only to your career, but it could have been detrimental to your health. And it could have been detrimental to your life, but most importantly, your spirit. See guys, sometimes God changes the outcome of our situation. Sometimes we have to take the road less traveled. Sometimes we have to take the road less traveled. Sometimes when you take the narrow path, okay, the narrow path that leads to righteousness, the narrow path of righteousness is a path that isn't always going to be easy. It's a path that may be filled with conflict. It may be filled with suffering. Okay? It may be filled with hardship. It may be filled with emotional trials and tribulations. It isn't always going to be the easy path, but it's a path. But it's the path that Christ. One second. But it's the path that Christ. But it's the path that Christ chose for us. We can't pick and choose the pathway that is going to be the easiest all the time. A lot of times what seems to be the right path is the wrong path. And a lot of times what seems to be the wrong path is the right path. Okay? The Lord changed what was happening in your life for a reason. You're no longer going down the path that you thought you're going down for a reason. Whatever changed in your life, whatever may seem impossible, or whatever may seem like you're not going to be able to reach, just know that God has other plans for you. And whether you accomplish or do what it is that you thought you were going to do or not, as long as you follow the footsteps that God has set before you, you're gonna be okay. You have to understand, do not let the devil dictate or determine your destiny. Do not let the devil dictate or determine your destiny. God is in control. Jesus Christ is in control. Walk like Christ. Talk like Christ. Think like Christ as much as you can. Obviously, we know that it is impossible, but be like Christ. Okay? Don't get stuck thinking about what happened that caused the change. All right? Change what you're thinking about into action. Make it happen. Sometimes as you see, look where I'm at right now. I've had several interruptions, but I'm continuing to do what I have to do. Sometimes we don't end up where we began. Sometimes our end destination is way different from what we expected. Okay? Keep the faith. Keep walking in God's footsteps. And remember, you're not a failure. People may see what you're doing as a failure. They may not understand that God is working a miracle in your life. Right? What may seem to others as a failure may be a blessing to someone else. And what may seem as a blessing to someone else may be a miracle in someone else's life. Understand this. You are living a miracle. Live your miracle. Find your miracle. Keep taking steps towards your miracle. Do not let the devil dictate or determine your destiny. I love you, but God loves you more. These are just a few words I just wanted to share with you guys. With Kevin signing out from Champions of Christ Ministry. Peace!